The publisher of the Oxford English Dictionary announcing its word of the year is rage bait, which has enraged some people. It is defined as, quote, online content deliberately designed to elicit anger or outrage by being frustrating, provocative, or offensive, typically posted in order to increase traffic to or engagement with a particular web page or social media content. Fox News contributor and law professor Jonathan Turley says it's a timely pick and that rage bait directly correlates with the current obsession of restricting free speech. Very interesting. He writes, quote, "The key to rage is that it is entirely subjective and relative. If you agree with the speaker, it is righteous. If you disagree, it is dangerous. Any disliked image or view can be deemed rage bait. The internet is a particular obsession for the anti-free speech movement. The greatest single invention since the printing press, the internet is a threat to countries and groups that want to control speech." That is a very interesting take on this, Mr. Wonderful. What say you?
Well, it's a new name for an old idea. Shakespeare wrote outrageous things to sell plays. And ever since then, when the printing press was invented, people wrote outrageous things to sell books. And they always will. The internet's just another distribution vehicle. But the idea of controlling speech online has been elusive. And even China, it's really difficult. The only option you have is to actually shut it down. You can't, once it's out there and once people have a VPN or ability to go around the IP that's been shut down, they get access to it. I can't think of a single country on earth right now where the government has been successful in actually shutting down the internet. I know they say that in China, but if you actually go there, there's a way to access it. Now, it's illegal to do that, but people do it anyways. Same in Iran, same in North Korea. As long as there's wireless somewhere, somebody's listening and somebody's posting. So, I mean, it's great. In fact, they put that out there so that we would talk about it and we would give them some free press. That's exactly what's happening right now.
I agree with you.
And so at the end of the day, nothing new here.
So Oxford University Press, their description of the word of the year, do you feel the description in itself is politicized?
Oh, of course, because if you don't agree with it, of course it's outrageous. We get it. They didn't just call it bait. And it is clickbait. They could have just gone neutral with it and called it that, but they didn't. They weighed in on what they wanted to say about the words that have been spoken. I agree with you. I think we're a victim now of clickbait, rage bait, because they want this to be talked about. And so this is how they deal with it. Tweets, texts, nothing goes away. Once it's out there, it's out there. So if you make it delicious like this to go look for it, more people are potentially going to find whatever it is. And so there's no way to shut this down completely. And in those countries who punish those because they want to have free speech, well, they're not our friends. Right? So I don't know if we can help them.
They hate the First Amendment.
Yeah.
They really do. All right, so doom scrolling, brain rot, rage bait. So whatever you search for, you will find confirmation bias. So people who are looking to be outraged, these algorithms just thrust more and more of it in their face.
I'm not much of a rage baiter, but I am a doom scroller, especially if I'm tired from traveling, I'm on the couch, I'm watching TV, I'll be on, and then I'm like, wow, I've spent way too much time on here, and you're never happier afterwards either. But Jonathan Turley is absolutely right, because the leftists love rage bait because it gives them a pretext to silence us. And yes, we've seen it in other countries, but we've also seen it here in the United States of America. We saw it for 4 years under the Biden administration, particularly during COVID, when you had Joe Biden going out there and saying that posts about COVID were killing people and trying to put pressure on Mark Zuckerberg and these social media outlets to silence Americans, to remove their content, to remove them from the platforms as well. And then we're seeing it in real time happen in the UK over, public order laws and censorship laws over things that people are posting or even sending in text messages to individuals. So we're seeing it in other countries, but we've seen it here as well.
Yeah, it's very interesting because, you know, Senator Elizabeth Warren, she would love to control these tech companies. She would love a government mechanism to be able to control the content that she finds offensive. And, you know, Hillary Clinton said that the MAGA adherents, people who are fans of President Trump, should go to camps and be reprogrammed. So the idea
So who's
is...
the Nazi now?
I did not see that coming, Harris. Thank you very much for bringing that up because, yes, it is those terms that get thrown around like that that ultimately kind of lead to legal action, don't they?
Yes, and I think the only greater nightmare than the one we are currently living in would be the notion that the government would somehow solve this, be the solution to, be the answer to what we're doing. Yeah, and I thought about, I don't know if this is what you were saying, but remember in Shakespeare when they're like, do you bite your thumb at me, sir? Like, whatever that is. Like, you're right. It was super
Back then,
provocative.
that was very sexy.
Yes, it was risque. But I was thinking how...
It is now, too.
Yeah, right now, probably canceled. But evocative and provocative, to me, are very different than rage-inducing. And I see the rage bait as a very insidious and specific thread within clickbait and within the sort of notion of seeking attention for support. And I see that this is, like, frankly, the toxic tumor of our society that we are dealing with. The word rage, which has become so common, is a very real and present emotion in people that aren't able to regulate emotions anymore, aren't able to carry peace from faith, have no idea who they are, where their security lies. And I see this, too, as particularly prevalent and therefore frightening with young people who have...
I have some good data from last Friday you're going to love on doom scrolling. This year, 208 million people, while doom scrolling on social media, purchased goods between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. $1 billion new dollars from doom scrolling.
wow.
It works. I love doom scrolling. That is
Was this targeted
unbelievable.
at me, what you just said? I feel
It worked.
I was
It worked.
guilty.
Do you have
yes.
my Amex statement? All right.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.